पेपर पे क्या समझ में आता है? Because two timelines, you are in another time, the other year. On paper, like how do you have the confidence in the director that he'll be able to pull this off? It's so complicated.
पहली बार तो कुछ समझ नहीं आया कि when you're reading it कि कौन सा timeline चल रहा है, it's so confusing.
Right.
You have Guneet,
Yeah.
Academy
Oscar
Award
winner,
Academy
yeah.
Award winner,
Right.
and then when a stalwart like Karan believes in a story like this, that means there's something here.
True.
So just keeping all of these in mind, it was an easy decision.
Okay. There was a very angry young man, Amitabh Bachchan side to this character, which nobody told me. I could see it. Like after that, when I was doing research for this interview, I read a lot about it. What was told to you? Where did that shade come from?
Firstly, it's the biggest compliment to be even given that tag, because it's the legend who really owns that. It's his patent.
Right.
Again, Umesh sir, really. And when I started doing it, he really thought that I was excelling in my actions and my aggressive. So he molded the character in my way. He started writing that. He started designing the scenes in that way. So ultimately what you see is sure is a lot more aggressive, a lot more action packed.
Since you said you come from Jaipur, where is family? When now are they? I'm sure they're very proud of you. Tell me how have they taken your work?
After Gyaarah Gyaarah, now they feel like, oh, he's got a serious career on his hands. So well, it was like, chalo, he's doing his thing, time pass kar raha hai. So, but very proud.
You all three of you are different. You, Raghav, and Kritika. The shooting experience.
When you know that there is no ego tussle, there's nothing going on between. There's no friction. It's just easy, free flowing. And I think where that comes from is that we've all come from small towns.
What does a successful hit show or movie does to you?
More opportunities, especially where I am. How I look at it, more opportunities, and filmmakers reaching out to you that you've done well. That's a big validation. Hi, I'm Dhairya Karwa, and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.
Dhairya, welcome to Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you, Rohit.
Good to meet an actor at a time when things are going well, you're riding high, post Gyaarah Gyaarah, of course, which I thoroughly enjoyed. So let me first discuss Gyaarah Gyaarah. Do you get a sense on the sets that, yes, we are making something good, it's going right?
Yeah, you always get that feeling.
Yeah.
And it starts from the text when you start reading it.
Okay.
I read it and it was different. And also I read it, I was like, finally, I have something to do here. So this is a part where you really wait for, especially somebody who's starting out. For me, this is a part I've dreamt for, yearned for, worked for, and earned in the end. So I knew it from the beginning. Right people are making it, you have a right part, the story is different.
Yeah, it is different.
Nothing like it. So, and when you're shooting it, you know it. You can't pinpoint, but it's just a sense, there's this undercurrent feeling that, something is right. Something is right. Also, when after a shot, you'll see the Shogun or the director will come. The visuals were spectacular. We were shooting, and the beauty of real shooting in real location, that really brings out a certain authenticity.
True.
So, yeah. True. Felt it.
Paper पे क्या समझ में आता है? Because two timelines, you are in another time, the other year. On paper, like how do you have the confidence in the director that he'll be able to pull this off? It's so complicated.
पहली बार तो कुछ समझ नहीं आया कि when you're reading it कि कौन सा timeline चल रहा है, it's so confusing. 2-3 reads and you get a sense of it, and then sit down with your teacher Umesh sir कि sir ये क्या हो रहा है ये? So but also because I never questioned that will this be able to be pulled off, because of the track and the credentials, track record and the credentials of the makers and the director. You have Guneet, Academy Award winner, and then when a stalwart like Karan believes in a story like this, that means there's something here.
True.
So when you have these two stalwarts backing a story, and then Umesh sir, who's again, like I was telling you off camera, a softy, sensitive person, who's got these varied personalities to his side that you're so surprised by, and some that you've already seen in Pugleto, so that how he really uses, and emotion is one that if you get that right, you have the audiences with you.
Right.
So just keeping all of these in mind, it was an easy decision.
Okay. Tell me about Umesh. I've never met him.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of his work.
Yeah.
What is he like? Because if you're saying he's the person that he is, how did he pull this off? This is another personality that he has.
Yeah. I think firstly he's worked on this for a really long time.
Okay.
And complete control of the material. He's part of the writer's room, so he comes from the roots, like he knows the story. And then as a director, he's a dream to work with. Because he doesn't go by what your reputation is, what do you bring on table. He's more interested in the person you are.
Okay.
Then as an actor, what can you add? What can Dhairya add to Shaurya? Which is refreshing for somebody who's made a name for himself, established, and now he's trusting a new actor, young actor with this opportunity, and he's collaborative.
Yeah.
So it's so creatively liberating that your director is telling you, go on, tell me what's your take on this.
Okay.
Which is really refreshing, and it gives you a sense of confidence. That you can do this. And then he spoiled everybody.
Okay.
Has spoiled how that he has this tendency of when he's on the monitor after a cut, and he'll spring out of his chair and like super, we'll do that. So we just got used to it.
That is amazing. That is a very good thing.
Very rarely that happens. At least in my again, every person is different. Every director reacts or shows his approval differently. But he is right there on your face, like superb.
So when he's so expressive, if it's not a good take, is he as expressive?
He'll be quiet. But he also, again, he communicates so well with you. Few words, effective will come like, ये सही नहीं है, इसको ऐसे कर दे और इसको ऐसे कर दे. And you get it. There's no कि यार इसको थोड़ा वो. There's no esoteric or language that you have to decode.
Right.
Simple. इसको ऐसे, and he'll so come very discreetly, just a word in your ear, go back. Because he knows that actor is the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
On shoot in front of the camera, so he knows what to feed the actor to really get the best out of him.
Okay.
So he's really great.
Nice. How did you get this? How did you
Auditions. Like every other part up until now. It's been my 5th big release, 4 films, and now this.
Okay.
So every part has been audition.
Right. That's heartening to know that this is the right way to get work is through auditions.
Yeah.
Because there must be other actors watching this who should know that auditions is the right way to go.
Yeah, I don't come from any connections. A boy from Jaipur coming here with absolutely knowing nobody in the city. You start making those rounds in the audition circles. You'll be, if you're trained, you'll be good. Initially, if you're not like me, then you'll learn. But believe that if I'm here and who had no prior experience or no formal training, if you believe in yourself, you put in the work, believe in audition, they work.
Right.
I'm a proof of that.
Nice.
They do.
Wow, that's heartening I'm sure for them to know. There was a very angry young man, Amitabh Bachchan side to this character, which nobody told me. I could see it. Like after that, when I was doing research for this interview, I read a lot about it. Yes. What was told to you? Where did that shade come from?
Firstly, it's the biggest compliment to be even given that tag because it's the legend who really owns that. It's his patent.
Right.
So nobody dare come close to that.
Right.
But again, Umesh sir, really. And when I started doing it, he really thought that I was excelling in my actions and my aggressive. So he molded the character in my way. He started writing that. He started designing the scenes in that way. So ultimately what you see is Shaurya is a lot more aggressive, a lot more action-packed. Yeah. So, and it was really fun to do. It's the first time I've really explored hand-to-hand combat, aggressive, and maybe it's the physicality that just amplifies it, that suits well on me. So half of it is just the physicality, bit of it in my sports background where I've played sports all my life.
Wow,
so it has the agility to move. I've played basketball through my school and college. I was captain of my school team, captain of Uttaranchal, state captain. So I've played nationals. I've played Delhi University, SRCC, basketball. So I've played a lot of sport.
Right. That has added a lot to your personality?
It does.
Discipline? Yeah.
Discipline, the most. I was just about to say that. The biggest quality of all pro sportsmen is discipline. Even when you don't feel like doing it, you do it.
Right.
It's that.
Right.
I've lost on that morning sleep when you sleep is dearest to you and you have to get up at 5 in the morning and train. So when you have that inculcated in you from an early age, I draw a lot from that even as an actor. You get a script, read it 100 times.
Wow.
Read it so that it just second nature to you. Now I'm not thinking about my lines. Oh, basic stuff.
Right.
Basic stuff.
Is it tough to learn lines and remember them?
For me, academically, everyone would say that he's got a good memory.
Okay.
It's not. I'm not the smart kid. I was never the smart kid. I was the one who had to work for it.
Okay.
I've had to work at it. Probably that's reflected in my acting career as well up until now, where I've had to work these 4 films to 5th film to really be at the center of everything.
Right.
Shoulder responsibility, which I always wanted to.
Right.
But a part to really now back it, where it demands certain depth in you, in your character. And you have the platform to showcase your ability.
Yeah, true. Were you good in studies?
I've always had good grades,
you
but
got
I worked at it.
You worked at it. Okay.
It wasn't like a few pages, a few minutes, and
Eventually,
I
you're good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I've always had to work at things harder. That's just my way of.
Nice, as long as you're getting them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. When does an actor watch it finally? Like, are you watching it just like when we are watching, or you get to watch while dubbing, or when did you see Gyaarah Gyaarah?
I watched Gyaarah Gyaarah, a very rough cut, rough version of it before dubbing for it.
Okay.
Again, not happens a lot that your director allows you to see the entire cut.
Yes.
That doesn't happen. At times, mostly what happens is you'll just get to see the scene that you're dubbing. But again, credit to me, so
he let you watch it.
that you can amplify your performance by a good dub.
Yeah.
Voice, it's audio and visual.
Yeah, true.
Get your audio right. So he made us watch it, and that was some months or almost a year back. So I had a faint memory of what it'll look like.
Right.
But when I saw the final version on the big screen on a screening day, the first 2 episodes, it was great.
Wow, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Since you said you come from Jaipur, where is family? I'm sure they're very proud of you. What do they see? I'm sure many people go to them and say, "Maine Dhairya ko dekha." Those things really keep parents and family going.
Yeah.
Tell me how have they taken your work?
After Gyaarah Gyaarah, now they feel like, oh, he's got a serious career on his hands. So well, it was like, chalo, he's doing his thing, time pass kar raha hai. So, but very proud. I'm really happy that I'm able to give them that joy.
Yeah, it's the best thing.
Parents are always, bragging about you behind your back, not in front of you.
In front, right.
But yes, they're super proud. I'm really happy that I can give them this moment. Keep growing. They've always been supportive. It's their support that I really... Because you need somebody, Rohit.
Of course,
Especially when you don't belong to this business. This was alien to me. So you need somebody to fall back on. At least you know that in the back of your head, somebody's got my back. So it's your family, your friends who really keep you... And also, not all days are going to be the same.
Yeah,
You'll have to weather the storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need these people.
Yeah. Now everyone knows you. Is it intimidating to come to this city, to come to this industry? Initially, is it like daunting?
Yes. Initially, yes. And always when you... I think that's what Gyaarah Gyaarah teaches you. In the moment, there's no past, there's no future. Because I have had this, that my inherent personality is always in the future thinking. That leads to nothing. It's just a waste of time, tension, pressure of not needed really.
Right.
Because trust that when that time and situation comes, you'll deal with it. And so I've had with my personal experience, don't dwell too much on what's happened and what's going to happen. Just be here.
Right.
So again, how it's going to happen, there are 100 permutation combinations of what could happen. Then again, it's just you running your wild brain. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because there's nothing in your hands. Rohit, especially in our business, you don't know what's going to work.
What's tomorrow?
What's not going to work, what's going to happen. I could be jobless today and I could have the biggest part of my life tomorrow.
Right, true. You all three of you are different. You, Raghav, and Kritika. Y'all are different, but y'all are also like-minded people. Does that make the shooting experience easy?
Absolutely. When you know that there is no ego tussle, there's nothing going on between. There's no friction. It's just easy, free flowing. And I think where that comes from is that we've all come from small towns.
Right.
No attachment to this business. And so we have our roots and values same. It's probably that we've never out loud expressed that or discussed it, but I'm just saying that could be one reason.
Could be one of the reasons.
That could be one reason. So when you get along with people, that just makes the whole experience really that much more fulfilling, enriching, and also the actors they are fabulous actors that they are, that make your job easier, elevate your performance.
True.
It's when you're working with a better actor, you'll be better. It should never be that I have to be better than him.
Right.
No.
Are you someone who gets attached and you make friends, which is great on the set, because you'll keep moving from one set to the other, one group to the other?
That's a very sad part of our business.
Right. To move on. Really, I am that person who emotional. I get attached. Right.
And then when you know, then when you move on, you wrap. Other people are doing that. Everybody's shooting other stuff, and then you miss those days. Yeah. It happens with me.
Right.
It happens with me. What do you do now?
Yeah. True. What do you do?
What do you do now?
You have to move on.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Who tells you that this show has worked? Like, who initially tells you that you have done a really good job? Is it your team? Is it your family?
It's a combination. Your closest friends.
Okay.
Family will have bias.
Okay.
Friends, to a certain extent, I feel like you're the school friends.
They can tell you as it is.
They can be brutal with you. They can be, you know, ke ठीक था, wasn't. It'll take another way, but you're on the right track.
Okay.
So them, critics.
Right.
As much as some may not like them, but
many
but you have to give them the due credit. They understand.
Yeah.
Some have dedicated their life to this. They have certain understanding of this, so you need to take that into consideration. That it may be one opinion, and that one opinion happens to be published. That can be one way of looking at it. That's only one person, and there are 10 people saying something else. But you have to have some certain objectivity. Maybe after a while, not as soon as the release, because their emotions are flying high at that point of time.
Right.
So maybe after a while, see the merit in somebody's opinion. That okay, I can work on this. I can be better.
Right. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah. You know, what does a successful hit show or movie does to you?
More opportunities, especially where I am. How I look at it, more opportunities, and already discussions starting off.
Nice.
Producers, directors, filmmakers reaching out to you that you've done well. That's a big validation.
Right.
That's one. Audience love. If the audiences want, I love you, they want to see you, then
there's no stopping you.
There's nothing stopping you.
True.
You will have those opportunities. And may the love just keep flowing.
Right. Is it tough here on? Like, you know, does it get tougher or does it get easier?
It always does. I thought first film you're sorted. Second film it never stops.
It never stops.
It never stops.
Right.
So it'll never get easy, I feel.
Right.
Because with every stage, with every step, every ladder you climb, certain different challenges.
True.
Different challenges. Okay, now you're here.
Right.
Now what's the perception
What's next?
the PR angle comes in, how perception, how do people perceive you, what work do you want to do, your choices will reflect that. Now again, what choice do you have on table, what do you want to do, several permutation combinations.
Right. जब आप आए थे तब तो, you know, when you wanted to become an actor, that time you knew this part. You obviously didn't know the PR part, the social media part, the management part, and all that.
Yeah.
Learning this, has it been tough? Are you, because your
Still
teams
learning.
will tell you.
Still learning. That's one chapter that nobody has really mastered.
Right.
Certainly not me. But part and parcel. I think again now, don't stress out too much. It's not. take it easy. Like if you make it a daunting task, how will it happen?
Right.
Oh, I'm not getting the right eyeballs or be here at the right place. It'll happen.
Right.
When the time comes, when the right opportunities come, those doors will also open.
Nice.
So take it easy is what I feel, because I've really overthought, and it doesn't help.
Right. Within the industries, who complimented you and that you're like, wow, you know, this has made my day?
On Gyaarah Gyaarah?
Yeah.
Within the industry,
Yeah.
my previous directors,
That's amazing.
my co-actors, directors and producers I've not worked with. So certainly these big names who've I've not worked with, and people who I've worked with, they are a big validation. And also because they understand the work, they understand the business side of it. They can identify when a performance works and when it doesn't. So that's the biggest win, really.
Right.
And then the audiences love that they are messaging you, people you don't know. So when you know that the word is good around everywhere, the normal folks are liking it, people within the business are liking it.
Right.
So you know you've done something right.
Right. True. The permanent question, once you finish something successful, there won't be any break. The people will ask you what next. So is there a plan? Do you know what's coming out next?
I can't disclose it right now, but
there is some
interesting discussions.
You've shot
happening.
something, or you've?
No, I haven't shot anything. I haven't shot anything because up until now I'd put all my eggs in this basket.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fortunately, this has worked.
Right.
And yeah, I've again because up until now it's what you've seen in, and those are the parts that will be offered to you.
True.
So I feel like now you've taken an opportunity, a part where you were central to the narrative, you had something to display, and you've done that.
Right.
Because of the word that you get. You've been reviewed well, normal people liking it. So you know that you've done your job, and now maybe this will lead to more gates, more doors.
True. You know, we all know what we are good at. We are good at something. We are not good at something. What do you see is your strength, and where do you see? What kind of roles do you see yourself doing?
Just based on
Your talent, your looks, everything.
I think every individual is different. It's a very cliche answer. It is different, you know. Somebody could look very similar to me, but of my upbringing, my experiences, the way I am, my depiction of it is going to be different. But in terms of if I'd like to say what my strengths are, it would be my physicality. Back my physicality with those emotions.
True.
Because if you can do that, if you can master your action with your emotions, that's a good combination to have.
Right.
And that's precisely the reviews and good feedback I've been getting. That action suits you.
Right.
You emote well. So that's a good combination.
It's a great combination. Right. You know, is it true that itne hi actors hai or itne hi roles hai? So does that bring any kind of insecurity in just that I also have to grab one of these important roles?
हाँ भी और ना भी कि मतलब सच है कि हैं उतने रोल और उतने एक्टर हैं एटलीस्ट फर्स्ट थॉट तो वही है कि वही पूल है और बहुत हैं लेकिन वो उस पूल तक पहुंचे नहीं है तो वो फर्स्ट थॉट आती है कि इतने ही लोग हैं तो होगा कि ऑफ कोर्स यू वांट दैट पार्ट बट आई गोइंग बैक टू व्हाट आई सेड दैट एवरी इंडिविजुअल इज डिफरेंट जो वो वक्त आएगा यू विल गेट योर पार्ट यू विल गेट योर ड्यू एंड योर डिपिक्शन ऑफ इट इज गोइंग टू बी डिफरेंट और प्लस जो आपकी किस्मत में लिखा है वो आपको ही मिलेगा ये फिलोसफिकली अच्छा लगता है इंटरव्यू में बोलना बट इट इज ट्रू ऑल्सो टू सम एक्सटेंट इट्स ट्रू कि जो आपकी किस्मत में है वो आपको मिलेगा somebody could be exactly looking like you, better looking than you, better talented than you, but जो आपकी किस्मत में आपको मिलेगा provided you work hard, you're honest to your job, मिलेगा.
What is there something that you learned very early on? You're early in your career even now, but what is the biggest learning?
कि काम आना चाहिए.
Main.
काम आना चाहिए. That's the prerequisite.
Yeah.
Because a lot is already riding on things that you are beyond your control. Luck.
Yeah.
And you can't design being at the right place at the right time with the right opportunity. You can't design it. So जब वो opportunity है, at least you be ready. How will you be ready if you know your job?
True.
Know your job.
Know your job.
Then knowing your job is not conclusive.
That's not all. Yeah.
No, it's not all.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying at least know your job.
Yeah, that's the most basic.
That's the basic.
Right.
If you can do that, then anything can happen to you.
Right. True. And how do you up the game by knowing your job? Do you watch a lot? Do you
Continuously work at it, yeah.
Yeah.
See what your contemporaries are doing. See performances that you've been inspired by. What different can you bring to the table? Work on your craft. So take help of acting coaches, dialect coaches. Work on your physicality. Work. Sometimes just stay away from it. Be sorted over here.
Right.
It's a mix of all, really.
Right.
And the more you face the camera, the better you get at it. At least in my experience, I've seen this, that I've gotten better with every film. Also now, when I say that, it's taken me 4 films to get here, maybe that's what my journey was supposed to be. Right. I wouldn't have been this performer had I not had those 4 opportunities earlier.
True.
Hi, I'm Dhairya Karwa and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.